What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're not going to be reviewing the Stylo Apex. No. So today's going to be something different. So what I have here is actually a Proline laptop. It's an i5 laptop. So I just wanted to share my experience with it, how it's been for me, and I just wanted to basically do a review, just in case there's someone out there who wants to buy the laptop or who's considering buying the laptop. So I'll basically just share my feedback in terms of how it's been for me. So I've had it for roughly about like a month and a half, somewhere there. So I have like a lot to say, but just to keep the video very short. But I have here is my wireless mouse. Hence there's a connection there. But this is what the laptops look like. Looks like from the front, and this is what it looks like from the side. So what we have here is a charging port. We have the USB 3.0, we have a mini HDMI, and then we have a Thunderbolt, so USB Type-C port. That's just the charging indicator, and that's about it for that side. And then this side, what we have is a headphone jack. We have a lock thing there, I'm not sure what it's for, but we also have USB 3.0 and then USB 2.0, and then we also have an SD card slot here, and that should be about it, like as you guys can see. So the laptop is very thin, very small, and very portable. So it's a 14.1 inch screen, but I'll go through the specs later on in the video. But yeah, this is what it looks like at the bottom. Let's see at the back. This is what it looks like from the back. Nothing hectic, nothing too spontaneous as well, but this is what it looks like when we open it. This is what it looks like from the inside. So you guys can see it's very clean, very modern looking, if I can put it that way. And like I mentioned, we're going to be using the i5, the Core i5 laptop. So this is what we have, and then what we have there is the webcam, but it basically has the shield on, the privacy thing on, and then we also have a microphone here. I'm not sure if this is also a microphone, but I think it's very solid. I think it looks very solid. And I think I'll also have a part where I sort of like show the laptop using images. Perfect. So once that is done, so actually going to go ahead and turn on the laptop, and this is what the charging pin looks like. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to focus on here. Perfect. So this is what it looks like. It's very different, like very small compared to other like popular brands, but that was quick. That was very quick. Like as you can see, like the screen it's very tiny. It's very tiny and cute, if I can put it that way. It's very tiny. So I think if you're using this for work, then you're definitely going to need an external screen. But this is what we have. This is what it looks like. This is what the taskbar looks like. So we're running Windows 11, so I'm gonna have a problem with the focus there, but we're running Windows 11 there. And let me just go through the specs for you guys. So that's fine. Again, I apologize if it's shaky, so I'm actually using my phone to record. But this is what it looks like. As you guys can see, it's very clean, very cute, very cute laptop, if I can put it that way. But the laptop, let's just go have a look at the specs quickly. Again, I apologize for the background noise, Texas quantums and all those things. But the laptop that we have is going to be the top of the range Core i5, which is going to be this one here. The one that ends with 12K gray. So let's just go through the specs one at a time. So these are all the laptops that they have. You can see that they have a Celeron as well as a Core i5. But let's start with the screen. We have a 14.1 inch screen. We have a screen resolution of 1066 by 768, which is HD. And then with us, we have the Core i5, whereas the other ones have the Intel Celeron. Now, the difference between this would be Celeron is basically for those who, if you just want to like watch YouTube, log in on Facebook, or work on Word, Excel, do your school projects, attend your classes and things like that, then the Celeron should be fine for you. But for those heavy users, you'd want to go with the Core i5 instead. So this is very powerful. So this is significantly powerful than the Celeron itself. So this is for heavy users like professionals. If you do heavy stuff, if you need to work with like a lot of tabs open, and a lot of apps open. So if you have like your Edge open or Chrome, whichever browser you use, and then you have Word, Excel, Adobe, all those things open, then this one should be able to handle it. So the Core i5 is significantly better, and it has let's see, 4 cores. Let me just fix the focus there. Yep. So it has 4 cores. and 8 threads, and then also for the graphics, so it has an Intel UHD graphics. So this again is not the best, so this is terrible for me personally. So this again is bad, especially for people who work with like Adobe photo editing or video editing and things like that, or programming and stuff like that. And this is very, very bad. I mean, I struggle just with Visual Studio Code. I actually do have it installed there, but I actually struggle with it. So whenever I have code in there, and then whenever I click run and debug, then it starts choking here and there. And the reason it chokes is because the CPU is clocked at I think it's 1.1 gigahertz. I'll check it in the task managers not so shortly. I'll basically check it shortly. But what we have is we have 16 gig of RAM. Like I mentioned, we have the top of the range. So we have 16 gig of RAM. We have 512 gigabyte SSD. So SSD is not like a hard drive, so it has no moving parts. So it's it's very very resilient, very fast. Hence the computer boots fast, and it's not prone to like shocks and things like that. So it has no moving parts or anything like that. And then with the camera, the webcam that I just showed you guys, it's going to be 2 megapixel, which is not bad compared to like 0.3 megapixel. That's terrible. But like with our range, what we get, we don't just get this, we also get the ports that I basically showed you guys, the mini HDMI. Let me just fix the focus there. Mini HDMI, 1 times USB 3.0, 2 times USB 2.0, and the USB Type C HDMI, and SD card slot. And these are the type of SD cards that are supported, and this is the Wi-Fi standard that's supported. Basically it supports 5G, which is perfect. 5 gigahertz networks, which is perfect. I mean, they have better speeds and things like that. And then the battery is like 5,000 milliamps, which is basically similar to like a phone, like the Stylo Apex, which I'm sure most of the subscribers of this channel are familiar with. So it's something similar to that, and it also comes with a warranty. But for those heavy users, if you do programming, gaming and stuff like that, decent gaming, decent gaming. I mean, laptop is not something you want to game on, so you never buy a laptop saying you want to play games. You'll be wasting your money. So I'd rather you go get like a cheap Dell Optiplex computer, slap on a graphics card, and you have a cheap gaming PC, albeit to work on Windows 10. But yeah, so if you do anything intense, then you can get the AMD Ryzen laptop. So this is far better. So my phone is actually complaining. Let me just connect my charger. Okay, so I actually had to get my charger there. But like I mentioned, if you do anything intense, then you might want to get yourself the laptop with the Ryzen, the Proline with the Ryzen, because this is far better than Intel's UHD graphics or CPU. I think overall, so I've owned the laptop. Let me just switch to a different page where it's going to talk about the price and go into detail. Okay, perfect. We're up and running again. So as you guys can see, so this is the laptop. So it goes for around 7,800. So it's quite pricey for such a laptop. Again, it's a local brand, so reliability might be a problem, if I can put it like that. So I think just to touch on my experience with the laptop, so I've been using it for like a month and a month and a half now, and it's been disastrous. I'm not gonna lie. I think from unboxing it to, I think I unboxed it, set it up, I had someone set up the office and things like that, so that went fine. But when I started using it, trying to launch web browsers and things like YouTube, Chrome, I had a lot of tabs open, then it started choking bad. But what I found is that if the charger is disconnected, then the laptop struggles. So I'm not sure if the battery is able to provide sufficient power, but yeah, it struggles. So I normally when I'm doing heavy stuff, I have to have it. Apologies for that. Someone was revving their small car there, and but yeah, when I'm doing intense stuff, I have to have the charger connected, because other than that it's gonna choke. Like there were times where I had to jump into a meeting like urgently, and the laptop just starts jamming and starts choking on me. So it'll take me like 5 minutes to just log into a Teams meeting and stuff like that. So yeah, this laptop here, like the CPU is not the best. Let me jump onto like Task Manager, like I promised you guys, just so we see what's happening there. And again, I apologize if it's wonky, so I'm using my phone to record. Let's just go look at the specs there. So we can see the CPU is at 2.2 gigahertz. It's not bad. 7%, it's not bad. The memory, it's using around 5 gigabytes, which is not bad. SSD is at 0. Like I mentioned, SSD is very efficient. GPU is at 0, but all of these would change. Like if I start running like Grok or ChatGPT, it's gonna start choking. The memory usage or the resources are just going to skyrocket and go very high, and the laptop will start choking. So it's very prone to choking. But fortunately, I've never had it. I've never had a blue screen of death with this laptop. Never had a blue screen of death. But let's touch on, like the specifics of, the device. Like here, we can see that it's a 10th generation Core i5, so that's very good. And the processor, the frequency, like I mentioned, it's the base is at 1 gigahertz, but it can go up to 3.6 gigahertz, if need be. The screen again, is 14.1 inches or 35.8 centimeters, which is almost like a ruler. If I can put it like that, just under 30 centimeter ruler. So that's very tiny. And again, it's not a touch screen, and what we're running is a 16 gig of RAM, fortunately the RAM is actually DDR4, so it's not the latest, it's just one generation behind, but that's still good. Way better than DDR3. And we're also running Windows 11, but we're running the Pro version. And in terms of weight, it's very small, very light. It's 1.66 kilograms. So if you buy Boo instant porridge and things like that, then this should be something similar, the same weight. So yeah, that was the only example I could think of. But in terms of appearance, the laptop looks very good. So let me let you guys hear what it sounds like. Sorry about that. So I'm going to be using my channel just to avoid any copyright issues. Let's just set the quality to 1080p, 60 fps.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and basically with this video we'll be reviewing how the Stylo Apex 5G handles gaming. So I have Call of Duty installed, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale unfortunately supports.
I'm hoping you guys can hear it. So this is where the speaker is, and then the other one is also going to be here.
Mario Run installed. It's also Portrait, so we won't be checking it, but I have Mortal Kombat, PUBG Mobile, and Real Car Racing that we're going to test out. And now again, I have to be careful, so just
let me just quickly run through this. But this is what it looks like. Let me go into let's see gameplay.
This game works well, guys. Game works well. Graphics are fine. Graphics are very detailed. Let's just confirm what the settings are.
This one you go.
And as you guys can see, we set it at like extreme, frame limit is at 60. Like tutorial mode, because I'm still not I'm not perfect at the game yet. That's why it's still guiding me, if you guys can see. But the graphics, as you guys can see, the graphics are very detailed. It has effects like snow effects, and the phone is not lagging or anything.
So that's what it looks like. And again, like it's not very crisp, not very polished and stuff like that. So the phone, I think it does its job, like any local brand, it does its job. But there's going to be problems here and there. Like for me, it's just been disastrous. Like I mentioned, initially it would lag, and then from then on, what happened is it would refuse to charge past 80. So I charge it and then it would get stuck at like 80 and just stay there the whole day. So in order to fix that, what I had to do is I had to recalibrate the battery. So I had to drain it until 0 and then charge it to 100 in one go. And then from then on, I think I did that last week. So now it's it's fine, but it's still a bit of a problem. Like as soon as I remove the charger, then it becomes a problem. So just bear that in mind, because for me what I did is I gave local brands a chance this year, but yeah, I think we still have like a long way to go. We still have like a long way to go. So again, price to performance, I think it's fine. But if you do have the money, or if you're actually considering buying this laptop, I think for this price range, I'd suggest you get a HP EliteBook 840 G5, G6 or whatever laptop. So I think they're in the price range. So even if you get the used one, it's definitely going to outperform this one by far. I think for the price, it's very pricey. I think it does its job. I mean, if you want to give a local brand a chance, then you can definitely do that. But if you do have the money, if you want efficiency and things like that, then definitely go for HP or like Lenovo and things like that. Those ones are more I'd say more reliable, let's put it like that, more reliable. I think this one still needs, a bit of work. Like it's not a laptop that I think I'll be using for the entire year, to be honest, because I've been facing issues, like it's affecting my output also, at work and things like that. So, definitely, do reconsider this one. But yeah, I think for me, I've used like HP laptops, especially the EliteBooks and the ZenBooks, and those work exceptionally well in all conditions. And those I believe are waterproof. Some of them were even wet, but after a few minutes or just letting it dry for just a few hours, then it's back to normal. So I think that's what you get. But with this one, I doubt, because Proline is basically like Stylo, so they assemble like not the cheapest parts, but they try to make their laptops like more affordable. So they'll be cutting corners on a lot of stuff. Not to say it's bad, I've been using it, it's been fine, but so my experience with it has been not the best. So again, I hope I was able to touch on everything, all questions you might have had. So if you're actually considering getting the laptop, you can give it a shot. If you don't do anything intense, then it should be fine. I mean, your experience might differ from mine, but if you've I'd also like to hear from guys that do have it or are using it. Like, how's your experience like with it? Because for mine hasn't been like the best, but I know for someone else it might have been like the greatest. It might have even outperformed like Lenovo and things like that. So I'd definitely love to hear that. But with that said, guys, cheers and bye for now.